Lynn, also known as the Prepper Principal, and this is Coffee Talk number 190 live stream. It is 7 p.m. on Monday, April the 8th, 2024, the day of the eclipse. Please leave a like to support the channel. Good evening, Uncle Al. Thank you for coming in. KP Heathen, my friend, welcome. Appreciate it. Joseph Moore, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Utah Mike, welcome to my live stream. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom. Good morning. Let's see, you're 13 hours ahead, so it'd probably be about 8 o'clock in the morning over on your side of the world. Thank you for coming in, young lady. If any of you are not subscribed to Susanna Morrison, please do so. She has a wonderful channel. Beautiful young lady with a beautiful daughter. The Black Widow channel. I don't know what happened to that lady. And Holly Ivins. Welcome, Holly. Joel and Spike. Welcome. Addie O'Near. Welcome, Addie O'Near. And my friend Verna, Vay's Place. Welcome, Vay. Verna. Melinda Elliott. Idaho Garden Girl. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. I hope everybody got a chance to see the eclipse. Reportedly, it's going to be the last full eclipse for about 20 years. And if you did not get a chance to see it, depending on the weather or depending on where you were at, then Hillbilly Josh, welcome Hillbilly Josh Loftus. Then you can go and look at a replay of it. Not the same as the original, but it does give you a good impression of how grand things are. I'm getting ready to drive, so we'll be listening. Hey, to KP. Oh, okay, well, you be safe, Idaho Garden Girl. Be safe in your travels. Verna, aka Vay's Place, is the quail and rabbit whisperer. You want to know something about raising those? Meat animals, birds. She's your lady. Yeah, half my students were absent today. Parents kept them home. Just so happens that the couple of worst behaved ones were the ones that were absent, so that was a blessing. Need to have more eclipses if that's what's going to if they're going to stay home. We need to have more eclipses. I'm sorry. And I do it in my apartment, David. I know you do. I know you do. I appreciate that. God bless you. You got a good, you got it going, lady. You really do. $16 in the house, 11 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Devil Dog Prepper. Welcome, Devil Dog Prepper. Well, for whatever reason, and I'm not turning it down, my channel jumped a bunch of subscribers today. And I'm sitting right under about 15, somewhere around 1547, 1548 right now. The Bud Files, welcome the Bud Files. I'm thinking, if I had been growing the way I was growing, I should be right at about 2,000 right now, and it slowed way down. Hopefully, it's going to kick back into gear, and I can continue to pick up new subscribers. It Nougat Mix TV, welcome. It Nougat Mix TV, welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up. I've had 16 channels come through identifying themselves, 15 in the house right now, and 12 likes. If you have not left a like to support the channel, please do so. It will be greatly appreciated. We are 9 minutes in. AIs. How do you know it's an AI? How do you tell it's an AI? You seem to be very perceptive about that, Uncle Al. You say 15, I'm showing 13 on my iPad, but I trust you. I trust you. 15 in the house. 14. Yes, please watch the replay. Leave a nice comment. It will be greatly appreciated. Little Lone Prepper, welcome. They fired a bunch of people. Well, that might be a good thing, wouldn't it? When Elon Musk purchased Twitter, he fired 90% of the employees. When asked about it, he said, I fired the woke liberals. That would be rather gratuitous. No humans at YouTube. That may be the case. I'm sure you know more about it than I do. Here lately, I've been having issues with YouTube on my live streams. They don't want to turn off. I mean, I can disconnect. I can shut my iPad down, and it's still people. I'll get text messages from people. Your stream is still running. You need to shut it down. Well, what do? I have tried. I ended it. It's still going. It doesn't want to shut down. What am I to do? Somebody please tell me. AIs and algorithms are cheaper. Well, I'm sure they are. Uh, I'm glad your chat is back to normal. It can be frustrating. Technology is a blessing when it works, and it is a curse when it doesn't work. I'll tell you that. So, Uncle Al had requested that I drop some shorts, and I did two of them. I dropped two of them, one after another, and I can drop a couple of more. I got some prepped up. I just need to drop them. But I was trying to space them out. One of them has 100 and some odd views, and the other one has right at 500 views. Well, they do say they're working on artificial intelligence. Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. I was periodically looking at my analytics at work and it was going up. I hadn't I hadn't had time to go back and respond to them and you know thank them and subscribe them back and leave them comments and support on a couple of videos. I haven't had time to do that. I'm really tired. I went to sleep last night about 9:30. I woke up about 1:30. Had a hard time getting back to sleep. So I got up and drank a cup of coffee. And after about an hour and a half, I went back to sleep, and then I slept from like 3 to like 5:30. So I got another 2.5 hours in. I was tired today at work. I've seen where it takes a month for my watch hours to change. My watch hours are down. I mean, I could post my analytics right now. My views are way up. The views are up. I'm at 5,400 views, which for me is good. You know, that's good. Staying above 5,000 views is good for me. And my subscribers are up all of a sudden. I'm up over 20 subscribers in the last day or two. Last couple of days, I'm over 20 subscribers. And see, that's how my channel used to work. I'd go for a few days without getting any subscribers, and then it'd blow up and I'd get 20, 25, subscribers in a couple of days, you know. And then sometimes it's just steadily one or two, three a day. And I was averaging about 100 new subscribers a month. And then, I started working and I started slowing way down on the YouTube, and my new subscribers went way down. My views went way down from the standpoint of my live streams and such. PCF and ma'am. Welcome, PCF and ma'am. Appreciate you being here. 15 likes, thank you. If you have not left a like, please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. A lot of content creators are planning to sue all social media platforms. My nephew's baby girl was born during the eclipse. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, little lone prepper. So, I posted an image on my community wall of a bowl of brown rice that I ate. And I've had a few comments. Matt said, plain? No, green Cholula. Uncle Al actually sent me, in his goodie box, he sent me a pack of brown rice. That was the pack of brown rice he sent me. That was like 60 seconds in the microwave, and then, it's ready to eat. So that was a meal for me, and I put some green Cholula on it, and I had that, and I think I ate it with some crackers, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I eat stuff with crackers. But that was a gift from Uncle Al. It was a blessing from Uncle Al. And then somebody else made a comment, well, I like white rice. Well, I like white rice too, and I eat tons of white rice, but that was basically a pack of brown rice. And brown rice is supposed to be very healthy for you. The problem with brown rice is that it doesn't have near the shelf life that white rice has. That's the issue with brown rice. It Nougat Mix TV, welcome again. Thank you for coming in. If you are not connected with It Nougat Mix TV, please do so. Same thing with PCF and ma'am. Please subscribe. That way you grow together. I am subscribed to basically everybody who comes into my channel. I subscribe them. And that has predominantly been the way my channel's been growing, is basically allowing people to reach out to me, and then I basically return their outreach. Little Lone Prepper is awesome. I appreciate her riding shotgun. $13 in the house, 15 likes. So my wife is making a brisket. She says she's cooking it at about 200 degrees right now, trying to slowly cook it. She turned the heat down. Wants it to tenderize. Take care, Vern. Appreciate you coming in. Have a blessed evening. 20 minutes in, 14 in the house, 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. So, I have been working on my inventory of my preps. I have been trying to calculate how long these preps will sustain my family. My goal is to extend my preps out. Food, water, medication. I really do not talk about self-defense. I've had that covered for many years. I've watched some clips. The 45 ACP 1911 has been around for over 100 years. And it's a good quality weapon. There's still people who use it. Law enforcement, military. It's a good weapon. And I was watching a video. Somebody had opened up a box, a pack of 100 and some odd year old ammunition. It had been packaged over 100 years ago. And it fired. Now, did they get a good group with it? Not the best in the world, but it fired. It was over 100 years old. Think about that. So if I have, I add 2 lithium 12-volt batteries today. Well, wonderful. Were they what? What were they? 100 amp hours? Wonderful. Each one represents 1,300 watts. So in other words, the way that works, if you have a 100 amp hour battery, lithium battery, you can basically output 1,300 watts for 1 hour. Sustained output. Yeah, I got, and I was buying ammunition when it was a lot cheaper. So I have quite a bit in my various calibers. And some of it I've had for 10 years. So I'm not worried about it going bad on me. I store it properly. I don't anticipate having any problems when I get around to shooting it. Yeah, revolver's good. My preferred carry is my mother's Lady Smith. I have a satin stainless steel 3-inch cherry wood grip Lady Smith that belonged to my mother. I keep plus P ammunition in it, and I've got a couple of speed loaders with it. That's my old school carry. The Oracles channel. Welcome, the Oracles channel. Thank you for coming in. Well, I tell you, I like a shotgun. Good for home defense. Um, in an emergency situation, I would basically reach for a 20 gauge pump that has triple up buck. That would be my home defense. Clear the room, mess up the room. You'd have SHIT all over the place. You hit somebody with that. Trust me, it'll take care of the problem. And of course, afterwards, you'll probably have to do some remodeling again. Yeah, in my 12 gauge pump, I have double aught. In my 20 gauge pump, I have triple aught. I'm getting a little older, so I prefer a 20 gauge. Also, for ladies, my daughter, I gave my daughter a 20 gauge pump Remington. Um, I like pump shotguns. I like revolvers. A Glock is a good gun, 9mm. When my daughter turned 21, I bought her a 9mm Glock. She's got a carry permit. Well, I've got metal. My doors are steel, metal. I'm afraid, depending on, I would not want to fire and miss or have the pellets hit the door because I'm sure it's going to ricochet back. Some of it would ricochet back on me. But it'd blow through sheetrock and, multiple walls. Um, Belinda's Country Living. Hello, Belinda. Thank you for coming in, Belinda. So, I have like what I set up for my daughter. It's got a 6-round pad on it over the stock that carries 6 extra rounds. So if you need to reload, it would hold 4 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. My thoughts are, and unless you're dealing with a zombie horde, 2-3 shots should take care of your problem. If the first one doesn't, you follow it with 2 or 3 shots. You should take care of your problem. If you got 2 or 3 people coming at you, as soon as you crank around into the chain, the noise of that pump should scare the crap out of them and be heading the other direction. If they not, start taking care of business. Now I will tell you that you'll be hard to hear afterwards because in an enclosed space, it will sound like the end of the world. But I'd worry about the hearing after they're taking out the bodies. And I see a lot about home invasion stuff in Florida. You get these stupid people going into people's homes and getting shot to death. They don't play. Some of these older men, these ladies, people break in their home. They don't play. They shoot. And law enforcement basically says, well, just take out the bodies. They'll do like they'll do a press conference afterwards and say, well, you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that, because we don't play in Florida. And you can say the same thing about Texas. However, there are some blue cities that are, you know, around the country, the big blue cities. That's where all the undesirables congregate. That's where all the sanctuaries are and all the crap, the big blue cities. Yeah, that's a big problem too, squatters. When I owned rental property, which I inherited and I maintained, and for a while, for years before I sold them, you would have people who would rent from you, and they'd pay you the first month, and they'd pay you their deposit, and then after a couple of months, then they start paying later. They start getting behind, or they don't, they stop paying you, and then you've got to go through the BS over a period of 2 or 3 months trying to get them out, and then you got to do repairs, and then you re-rent. And even when you try to check on them, you do a search on them, or you ask for references, you still have problems a lot of times. You get a good tenant's gold, but you're not always getting the good tenants, especially if you're dealing with property that's like lower cost type property. I inherited some duplexes and houses, smaller houses that were 50, 60 years old. And we're talking back when I was young, a lot younger than I am today. But I learned a lot about remodeling. I learned a lot about home repairs because I was doing it, and I had a man that worked for me who taught me a lot. Handyman. A lot of that stuff you do together. It's a two-person job, multi-person job. I got rid of it. Well, that's good, Holly. And there are people like that. They're good. They're good tenants, and you want to keep them. And you can go and get a judgment. You can go to court and you can get a judgment. I had several judgments. Never got a dime. Never had a judgment get me a dime. And I took out several judgments. And we're talking 35 years ago, maybe, when I was in my 20s. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Belinda. Like trying to evict them, trying to get them out. Um, back in the day, things were a little bit different. If I had to deal with that today, I'd basically just get a couple of people to evict them. Just physically evict them. Anyway, Uncle Al will get mad at me and say, stick to topic, stick to topic, stick to the script. I don't have a script. And my topic is basically life. It's prepping, being prepared. It's life. So we talk about whatever you want to talk about within reason. Um, yeah, like my father's family. I'm not in touch with most of my father's family. I live in Texas, they live in Georgia. And I am about the same age as second cousins. And I got second cousins that are older than me. But like my first cousin, they're all, you know, except for my Uncle Howard, who's the baby of the family. My father was 17 years older than Uncle Howard, and Uncle Howard didn't get married till he was about 30. So his three kids are just a little younger than me. My cousin Rhonda is about a year and a half younger than me. Then she's got two younger brothers. So they're all within their mid 50s to Rhonda, I think, just recently turned 60. For a lady, you don't want to talk about a lady's age. That was, I'm sure, traumatic for her hitting 60. Me hitting 60, was it traumatic? I was surprised, and I was pleasantly surprised that I hit 60. Back when I was younger, I didn't think I'd live that long. But longevity runs in my family. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So I may live to be as old as Uncle Howard. I hope. Well, there are people, they don't care. They don't care. You get people who are poor that live from paycheck to paycheck. A lot of them, they don't care. They're willing to work the system. They're willing to take advantage. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, down the road, I expect to have a couple of grandkids, probably, maybe three or four. I look forward to that. My daughter has talked about wanting to homeschool her kids, and I will probably be their primary source of education, being having the education background. Well, I hear you, Belinda. Everybody's got their lives. Like my wife comes from a huge family. She's the baby of 10. She was close to a couple of her sisters. One of them passed away. My favorite sister in law passed away. And she's been gone a couple of years now. And she was like 50, 55, 56 when she passed. She had a lot of health issues. My wife's older older sister who's like the second sister. She'd be like the third child. My wife is the 10th. This would be the third. She comes and stays with us sometimes and visits. She's got kids. She's not married. She's divorced. She's got kids. She's got 5 kids. They're all anywhere from 40 to probably 30-ish. They've got kids, you know. My wife's family is a huge family. A lot of kids, a lot of cousins. We don't really associate with them. You're the 5th of 9, only 3 left. Well, yeah, that's the sad thing when you start losing those really close to you. But you live long enough and it'll happen. 10 in the house, 16 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. Well, spend time with them. Stay in touch with them. My mother was the middle child of 5. They're all gone. My first cousin from my mom's younger sister, she's 81 years old. She's 20 years older than me. She used to help babysit me, take care of me for my parents when I was little. She was in college. My cousin Barbara. Like me, she has 2 graduate degrees. She used to be a librarian. You want to get a certification in library science, it's a master's program. She also has a master's in theology. I will tell you, and I started reading it. I have a Bible, a study Bible. This is a Haley's study Bible. If you've heard of Haley's Bible Handbook, a few years ago, and Haley's is written to go along with the New International Version, which the Baptists are very fond of. And when I went through Howard Payne and I studied theology, one of my areas of study, an associate pastor at First Baptist in Corpus taught me, well, that was my theology professor for several of my classes. We used a Haley Bible Handbook. Very good resource. Now they have what's called a Haley Study Bible, 1,700 pages. Really good stuff. Lots of illustrations. Very readable. Paid about $35 for it. If you don't have one, I recommend you get a good one. You want a study Bible. You want something that you can it's got a good resource that you can, it'll tell you about stuff, historical stuff to relate to the scriptures. The people who come in here are good, down to earth, good quality, good people. To the best of my knowledge, these are all good folks. And I'm blessed to know them. I wish I lived closer to some of y'all. I'm sure we'd be friends and get together for coffee on occasion. I get together with a couple of my former school district friends. And Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for like 18. I get together with a couple of my former friends. We get together for breakfast on occasion. About once a Well, it used to be once a week, and now I do it about once a month. Now that I'm back working, we'll get together for breakfast. For any of you in here that don't know Mike Crusher, he puts out excellent food reviews, military food, what they call meals ready to eat, freeze dried food, various. He does excellent reviews. My go-to guy. And just to tell you how things are, and I'm sure I'm behind a couple of videos on him. I do binge watch it. Sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 behind, and then I'll watch them all on the same time. So I'm sure I'm behind. I'm behind on Pastor Green's Bible studies. I'm probably a couple of Bible studies behind, which is not good. Not good. I'll drink a cup of coffee with almost anyone. Yeah, I hear you. Coffee is civilizing. I tell you what, the only coffee I will drink without putting anything in it, and I've got a ton of this stuff, and I just have one sitting here. These are coffee singles, classic roast. It's a little bag. You basically pour the hot water over it, let it steep, take it out, smooth, very smooth drinking. I don't put cream or sugar or anything in this, just smooth coffee. Coffee singles, and these have been around for a long time. These have been around. This form of the bags, this has been around for 25, 30 years. As I can remember. Yes, Folgers coffee. I like Folgers. I like Nescafé. Nescafé is good. Freeze dried. Now, you go and buy the little sachets, the packs. You get a 7-pack of the Folgers Classic for $1. They haven't gone up, knock on wood, thankfully they haven't gone up. I buy tons of them, I drink tons of them. Normally what I will do, Mama for Boys, welcome Mama for Boys. Normally what I will do is I'll open up 2 of them and I'll use 12 ounces of water. So like I'll use my Keurig, I'll pour in 2 of the little sachets, because with the little sticks you're supposed to put 6 ounces, but I'll put 2 sticks in and 12 ounces, so I've got a real good quality cup. And normally what I will do is my first cup will include my daily medication. Need to refill it. Only one left is Tuesday, and I've got to refill it with my medication. Take 6 different medications every morning. So 19 likes, 12 in the house. Please leave a like to support the channel. So back to what I was saying before. You need to have an inventory. Get yourself a little notebook. You can get the time people write in for $1. They go for $1 over at Walmart. These are $1. They're right now $1 at Walmart. They have 100 sheets, double-sided. It's a couple hundred pages. This one, I'm writing down information on my live streams and my statistics. That's what I'm using this one for. Prosperity Mix Vlog, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Uncle Al. Somebody had asked about Bus Stop. Hadn't heard hide nor hair of him. His phone's been disconnected. He had one of those government phones. And no activity on his channel that I can tell. Don't know what happened to him. Hopefully nothing bad happened to him. Maybe he just lost access to his phone. And he needs his phone to work his channel. That's right, we're all here to support one another. Thank you for like 20, living in the house. So as I was saying, you need to have an inventory of what you have. I would inventory my food. I'd figure out how much water I have. And I do the math. How much do you need? What do you anticipate needing? And you need to account for each person that's going to be with you. If you're a family of 4 and you wind up getting to the point where you've got a year's worth of food for 4 people, and another group of 4 join you, like close relatives, you know, maybe you're a little bit older, you have a child and a spouse and a couple of children, grandchildren join you. That doubled the number of people, so that cuts your preps down by 6 months. If you had a year's worth, now you got 6 months worth. You also have to determine your source of water. You gotta have a good source of water. You're not going to live without water, and it needs to be clean water. You gotta have a means to purify it, filter it. Got to take that in consideration. Mr. Whistle, thank you for coming in, Mr. Whistle. How are you doing? So, very important. Very important. An inventory. And likewise, along with the inventory, you need to make a list of what you need. What are you short on? What do you not have that you need for emergencies? You know, you need to plan for power outages. The power goes out, so you don't have electricity. The gas is limited. The phones are off. You don't have cellular. The towers don't have power. So even though you keep your cell phone charged, no signal, no cable, no internet. You got to plan for all that. What do you do about heat? What do you do for heat? Thank you for coming in. PFC and ma'am. Guys, when the stream is over, please leave a like and a comment after the live stream loads. It will be greatly appreciated. Go, if you haven't had a chance to, go look at my shorts. I've done a couple of shorts recently. Please leave a like and a comment on my shorts. It will be appreciated. I support those who support me. Just about every evening I run a playlist. I'll run live streams, longer videos. I come back, I leave a like and a supportive comment, letting them know it was me. Hopefully they do the same for me. Reciprocity. Support those who support you. Every day when you get up, thank God for the day. You don't know. When you don't get up, you won't know it. Next thing you know, it'll be Judgment Day. People think, you know, you pass away and you're up on a cloud. That's not what happens. The scriptures say the dead sleep. When you're asleep, you don't know what's going on. You close your eyes, dreamless sleep. Next thing you know, you wake up the next day. Next thing you know, could be a year, 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years later, you wake up and you're before God. That's what the experience of death is. It's a sleep. No, I hadn't. Nope. No, I hadn't got my Google AdSense. I need to, I guess, do that. Yeah. There are a lot of people that they think they know, you know, they have faith. They believe in God. They believe in the Lord. But as far as having knowledge of what they believe, they don't. Or they believe things that the church teaches them. I got in trouble with a gentleman who lives a little bit north of Austin. Former military, nice guy. He got upset because he felt I was bashing the Catholic Church. I had said a couple of things that were historically true. I'm not bashing the church, I'm just basically, it is what it is. You know. And he got butthurt, and he said, he sent me a series of emails and justifications about he's not going to support me. He's still subscribed to me, he says, but he's not going to support me. He's going to stop supporting me because I'm bashing the church wrongfully. And I mean, I come from a mixed marriage. My father was Baptist, my mother was Catholic. I was brought up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I graduated from Catholic prep school. I was baptized, went through catechism and all that stuff. But I became a scholar of history. I studied history. I studied the history of the church, history of Christianity. I studied religions. And there's a lot of stuff that the church doesn't like to talk about. Things they used to do, things that used to happen, things they used to believe, things that they believe now. Doesn't have anything to do with scriptures. Doesn't have anything to do with what the early church practiced. And when you start criticizing that, you're messing with people's sacred cows or holy cows or whatever you want to call it, you know, and they get butthurt. Um, anyway, I appreciate everybody coming in. I will be back tomorrow. I don't think I'll be on Wednesday because it's a training day. Wednesday, I have to do STAR training after school to be able to administer the STAR test to students. So they're going to do a training that's going to last. Probably won't be home till like maybe 6ish, and I won't feel like doing a live stream Wednesday. It'd be just a drain trying to do it, and I want to be on my game so that y'all enjoy it. I grew up and I was a scout for a couple of years, did not become an Eagle Scout, didn't stay with it. My father passed away, and there was some, I didn't stay with it. I learned a lot from my father, I learned a lot from scouting. I truly enjoyed it. The thing to best remember is the scout motto is to be prepared. Preparations, planning, gathering what you need. It's prepping. Life is good, but it is what it is. I say it all the time. Life is good, but it is what it is. Be thankful for what you have. Treat people the way you want to be treated. The golden rule: do unto others as you have others do unto you. Thank veterans. Thank responders. Thank law enforcement. They're your friends. Lead by example. Show your home training. Those of us who are boomers or generation, is it X or Z or whatever it comes after the boomers supposedly transition into another generation in 64. After 64, I was born in 62, so I'm sort of the last of the boomers. A lot of them are retiring now. The boomers are all, that big generation's retiring now. They're in the process of retiring. Everybody, please have a blessed day. And I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another edition of Coffee Talk. Please leave a like and please leave a comment after it ends. And I apologize if it doesn't turn off. I'm going to end it, and hopefully it turns off. And if I have to, I will turn my iPad off and turn it off. But if it keeps going, apologies. It's not me. It's the bloody whatever it is. Thank you, and everybody have a good evening. Bye-bye.